Thank you, Creator, for making the sky blue.
Traditional tobacco is really a good thing, very sacred. This commercial tobacco, I feel like, is just like the opposite. Like, it's sick. They're targeting the youth. They know that these kids are their next smokers. They're trying to get them hooked, so they have new customers.
Thank you, Creator, for helping me get through.
My vision for the youth and tobacco would be that one day we would figure out how to stop it and establish a difference between sacred and non-sacred use. So kids would stop thinking that vaping or smoking is cool when it's not. Really, not everyone is using it.
Our youth are the voice of the future, and we need to do what we can, however we can, to promote them. By all means, we need to do what we can to lift them up, scaffold them to the next level.
DELLARTE International and the Northern California Indian Development Council partnered to produce a 2-week youth theater residency with a group of Native American kids to study how to create and perform their own original piece of theater centered around themes of tobacco, both commercial abuse and traditional use.
What's the whole big thing about tobacco? I mean, everybody in my grade talks about it. What is tobacco?
Having our tobacco educators come in and explain to them statistics and facts of what really commercial tobacco is doing to them was an eye-opener.
DELLARTE Theater was a really good way to have the kids absorb some of that information in a non-academic setting, so it's not so dry and it's more accessible to them.
Instead of like doing an assignment where you just sit around at a desk, you actually get to like move around and learn stuff and how to like listen and communicate.
It's really opening the doors for the youth to be able to inform their peers on differences between how we handle commercial tobacco and traditional tobacco. Showing them the dangers of commercial tobacco and informing them of the uses of traditional tobacco, which is very much of importance through the generations.
It's really destructive. It was originally for sacred practices, and we're just abusing that.
I smoke to help me with my stress and coping.
Originally, tobacco wasn't used in this kind of manner.
Tobacco is a sacred plant used in sacred traditions and ceremonies.
Traditional tobacco is used for prayer and making sure that our families are protected and in good health.
Traditional, we use it to pray for health and to pray for safety, basically to thank other people.
A lot of kids didn't even know tobacco was sacred when they first came to work with us.
It gave them a lot of insight on the practices being carried through traditions, through families, so that way they're passed on to the younger generations. And a great opportunity for them to experience where they come from.
There's something about being around the tobacco and the sacred kind that just awakens something within them. It's in their DNA.
If they have peers teaching them, it gives them the insight that they need to be able to continue on with their traditional practices and knowing how to handle traditional tobacco with ceremony, also with traditional practice on a day-to-day.
Traditional tobacco is always and only used for ceremonies and healing, not smoked out of habit.
Traditional tobacco isn't inhaled. It's sent out with our prayers.
This plant, none of it gets wasted. We use every bit of this plant. The flowers, the stems, the roots, the veins inside. When we gather things for ceremonies, we take that and we lay that down as saying thank you. Anytime that you gather anything for ceremonies, you always leave an offering. You know, you say these words, thank you. I will use you in a good way.
The thing that angers me the most is the marketing of tobacco to our youth. They've taken something so sacred, abused it, sold it, destroyed the planet, manufacturing it, and our youth are subjected to that every single day.
I'm here to show you our new and premium tobacco products. These come in flavors from peach mango to strawberry to unicorn farts. Depends. Would you like to try one?
Commercial tobacco is trying to make a new generation of smokers and advocates of nicotine.
Isn't too much tobacco bad for you though? Won't it make you sick?
Nonsense. Let me tell you all the pros of this cigarette.
The one small amount of time of pleasure that you get from using a vape or commercial tobacco is nowhere near the amount and long time you spend addicted to it. Commercial, they really just want your money and they don't really care about your health.
Say you're going on a date and your breath stinks, take a quick hit of this and your breath will smell like peaches and cream.
Instead of sitting and listening to someone tell you it's wrong, you get to watch how other people are affected by it basically in this play.
E-cigarettes. They'll make you look a lot cooler with your friends, parties.
May I try one?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, finally.
The very idea of 15 kids, some of whom had never met each other, in the span of 2 weeks, creating an ensemble which creates a play that is then performed, that is a really high mark to meet. Professionals do not normally do that, but when professionals are asked to do that, it is an incredible challenge. So it was really satisfying to work with these kids and see them rise to that occasion.
The power of theater is how you can put a bunch of people who don't know each other really, and at the end of it, they all consider each other friends because of how you got to learn and express yourself.
When I see a kid step onto the stage by themselves for the first time, I know that it takes an incredible amount of courage and bravery.
In the play, I played a cigarette. The character that I played didn't really have lines, but you got to act more.
To teach these abstract and different concepts to kids, it's amazing to see what comes out because you go in thinking oh, I've seen this done this one way and how adults respond, but then you give the same prompt to a kid and they come out with something totally different.
Grandpa, what are all these gross butts on the ground?
They're the ends of my cigarettes, and I throw them wherever I please.
There's a sort of unmasking of themselves or a taking off of this outer shell that they normally carry around.
Won't you die from smoking?
We're all gonna die one day. Might as well go out with a bang.
It's fantastic when, that mask comes off and they're okay being up there.
That was a first experience for me on the stage. You could just be a character that you created and go fully into.
That requires a lot of bravery to stand and be yourself. It's a very vulnerable place, but it's also really affirming.
The power of our voices. It wasn't heard at first. They're starting to see it, the kids step up in there. They really know what they're talking about and get it out there.
It made me less afraid of speaking in front of people, and it helped me in the long run with different projects and speaking in front of big groups and maybe even a whole crowd one day.
That's huge in terms of self-confidence and self-awareness.
At the beginning, I was shy, but then, Marguerite and them, when they would play games, you got to be more open with other people instead of just being quiet and staying to yourself.
That moment of seeing them come forward from behind the veil and be present and sharing themselves with the audience is really very special.
In this space, anything is possible. You get to create the magic that happens here. You get to change the way that things are seen, change the way that they affect other people around you.
This will make you look cooler at all your fancy parties. Come on down to John's Smokehouse and buy them.
To me, really amazing to watch them evolve as actors and as students.
I talked to the kids about this actually before the performance. It's very nerve-wracking. There's a lot of work that goes into performing, but afterwards you're going to feel great because the affirmation is not so much about the audience adoring you, though it is nice when that happens, but just by simply seeing who you are on stage.
The way it impacted me was opening a new path I could probably take in the future, because I really liked it. It was pretty fun.
Working with these kids, I feel exhilarated. I feel delighted because I remember the first time that I experienced theater, it was like, whoa, oh, this is possible? People do this in their real life?
From our youth, doing screenplays, to practicing, to performing, getting their message across, showing each other the support that they had was amazing to watch.
The power of theater is recognizing each other's humanity.
It's that connection. It's building a community. It's building trust in a language that you can come from all different places, but in this space, we're all equals. Using it as kind of like a building block for how do you want to heal your communities.
We're grooming them to be the leaders of the future. We're going to rely on them to take these messages further, the importance of having a healthy lifestyle and continue to lead healthy lives and make healthy choices.
Our hope for people that went to the play was that they'd take home not just an experience they had one night, but actually learn.
Don't get caught in the hands of the corporations who sell these addicting products that will hinder your health in the future.
Hey, what are you doing in my house? Get out! Go!
My hope was to inform someone in the audience that these products are really harmful to their children, and hopefully they would not allow their children to get their hands on these products that will definitely harm them.
Hi, I'm Denise. And I'm Destiny. What's the whole big thing about tobacco? I mean, everybody in my grade talks about it. What is tobacco?
Tobacco is a sacred plant used in sacred traditions and ceremonies. We also use it to pray for our family's health and for a good year.
Hi, my name's John R. Smoke, the owner of John Smokehouse, and I'm here to show you our new and premium tobacco products. For our first product, I have our new flavored tobacco cigarettes. These come in flavors from peach mango to strawberry to unicorn farts. Depends. Would you like to try one?
No.
Not today? Okay. For our next product is our most famous and well-known product. It is our 1-year cigarette. And you may be asking, how much tobacco does this hold? Well, like in the name, holds 1 year worth. It's a lot of tobacco.
Isn't too much tobacco bad for you, though? Won't it make you sick?
Nonsense. Let me tell you all the pros of this cigarette. This cigarette can get over to 2,000 degrees, and you're asking yourself, why does this cigarette not just burn up instantly? Well, with our new patent-made paper, when you want to take a hit, that's when the paper goes down. So full 365 days fun. And also, here's another situation for anyone. Say you're going on a date and your breath stinks, take a quick hit of this, and your breath will smell like peaches and cream, strawberry, or whatever kind of flavor you buy. Just want to say, come down to John Smokehouse every Tuesday and Saturday. Every purchase you make, you get a free cigar. You won't regret it.
You will die. What was that all about? That guy was creepy. I know, right? And he left all these gross cigarette butts on the ground. Don't eat those. They're toxic. They're polluting our world. And killing animals and people, too. Let's go find my grandpa for some help. Come on, guys. Let's go.
It's been a long day. I've lost my job. You don't.
Grandpa, what are all these gross butts on the ground?
They're the ends of my cigarettes, and I throw them wherever I please.
Don't you know it's toxic to you and nature?
Yes.
Why do you smoke? It's bad for you anyway.
I smoke to help me with my stress and coping.
Won't you die from smoking?
We're all gonna die one day. Might as well go out with a bang. Shoo. Don't you know secondhand smoking is better than first?
I'll be paying you a visit tonight.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey there, cool kids. I'm John R. Smoke, and I'm here to show you our new electronic e-cigarettes and cigars. These e-cigars are 1 month full of nicotine, greatness, and flavored greatness. This will make you look cooler at all your fancy parties. And if you're like, oh, I want more compact, well, we got these nice new e-cigarettes. These are the best. Come on down to John's Smokehouse and buy them. I hear someone coming.
Man, I wish I had a cigarette.
Me too. I have something for your situation. I have these new e-cigarettes. They'll make you look a lot cooler with your friends, parties.
May I try one?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, finally.
We got peach mango, strawberry kiwi, and pineapple spritz. Bye.
How do you guys like these e-cigs? I like them better than normal cigarettes.
Yeah, they're good.
Hey, what's that?
This is the new e-cig. They're peach mango. Want to try it?
You know, why would I want to? That's gross, you rat.
Who are you calling a rat? You're the one who looks like a rat. No wonder you don't have any friends.
You're the one who lives in a rat's nest. I'm your friend.
Hey, what are you doing in my house? Get out! Go! Don't worry, you two. I've been in similar situations. Every New Year's, I take a drag off a cigarette to pray for my family who is with me and who is far away. But recently, I found out I've been praying all wrong. I've been using commercial tobacco instead of traditional. Ever since, I've been trying to change my ways.
Traditional tobacco is always and only used for ceremonies and healing, not smoked out of habit.
Traditional tobacco isn't inhaled. It's sent out with our prayers.
Traditional tobacco is grown naturally. It isn't processed. When people gather tobacco for ceremony, it's a spiritual concept. Tobacco is only used for sending out gifts.
Commercial tobacco is poison and it's bad for you. It's addictive. It's sad that a sacred thing like tobacco was commercialized and brutalized by putting now more chemicals on it. Traditional tobacco is something that has been a part of our culture for prayer. And so not like the addictive way we do it today. It's always a way to connect with the spirit. You're connecting with that plant because that plant's a living sentient being, just like we are.
Any tobacco is used for spiritual purposes. They use it when they're praying. Sometimes they burn it and the smoke helps them carry it up. People like me use it when we're up on the hill there. There's seats all over the place, just like you guys sitting around there. And they have good ones, bad ones, neutral ones, the whole works. And that's why you train for so long before you go up there so that you can go to the right one. But you feed those spirits. The spirits like that.
The wild tobacco that grows in the mountains, we didn't use that. You collect the seeds in the fall when they're ripe, and then bring it home, and then you would grow it. So then you would smoke and use what you grew. In Talo language, the name is sehyu. Seh means something that's soft. So sehyu is the thing that has the quality of softness. I'm talking about the leaves because they're soft and supple. Sehyu plays a very important role in our traditional historical culture lives. It's good to discover the traditional role of tobacco amongst our culture. It's that ligature piece between us as human beings and the rest of the world. So in ceremony, in herb gathering, in prayer, it's the ligature piece between us and the universe. We are proud people. Obviously, we wouldn't be here if we weren't. If our ancestors didn't fight, we wouldn't even be here. But somehow they made it. They were the 20% that made it. It's a tough one, but it's our journey. It's our journey to participate in, it's our journey to overcome that and to thrive in ourselves, to be present and not be owned by just our past, but live in our present to build that brighter future for us as a group of human beings.